I don't have the words to express how much fun it was to carve words into a pumpkin here on My Sketchy Habit. Hello, my name is Patrick, I'm an artist, and this is My Sketchy Habit, where we draw every day, and we don't have to be ashamed, because we're art positive, and I think art is good. And I think you're good for doing art. We have an art gallery where we want to share your work. That's how much we believe in it. We have a Discord, the link's down below. Join the Doodle Croodle, show us what you can doodle. I cannot wait to see what you have going on. We have a month-long inspiration sheet. This month the theme is costume season, and the prompt for us today, or yesterday, was mistake. Mistake. What does costume season mistake mean to you? I don't know. I'd love to share your art. This is what I drew. And yeah, if you're working on something, whether it's related to this or not, we'd love to see it. We just are an art positive community, and I cannot wait for you to join us there. For now, it's time for us to get to the carve, and we're carving a pumpkin today using letters. I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks to make carving letters into pumpkins all that much more special, make them look fantastic, and I cannot wait to show you. So let's get to the carve. Boo! We have a big pumpkin today, and we're going to write the word boo on it. We're going to do this in 2 stages. The first stage is pretty straightforward and easy for anyone to do. The second one will take it one step further. We start by using our dry erase marker to draw on the pumpkin. This allows us to do temporary drawings that will easily wipe off and make it super easy to do. You can see here I'm going to put a little ghost on top of it as well. From there, we're going to take our tools and begin carving. Remember, you can always... I recommend carving with gloves. There are cut-proof gloves, and pumpkin is a finicky material, and it can give away. And if you're not careful, if you're trying to rush, if you're not paying attention, you might cut yourself. I didn't use gloves for this video because I thought it looked better without them, but honestly, I use gloves every single time, and I should have used gloves for this because it was still very dangerous. What I'm doing right now is I'm just lining out the word boo. You can do this with a knife. I'm using a special wood carving tool called the V tool just to get the edge off. If you're using a knife, you just put it in one way, put it in the other way to create a little valley, a little V. And you can easily cut lines like this, no problem. And this is the easy version of this project. You just outline the letters and cut out the middle, leaving just basically the pumpkin at the surface, getting rid of the skin, and creating fantastical words. It looks great, it's very easy to do, it doesn't take a lot of particular skill, and anyone can manage to do it with enough practice. Easy peasy. People will be able to read your pumpkins, and you will have a fantastic time of it. And it'll look something more or less like I've got going right about here. It's time for game time, and we're playing Guess the Image. I'm going to be drawing a picture, and it's your job to guess what it is. Can you figure it out before I tell you? Let me know in the comments. Now, we want to take our pumpkin to the next level, and the way we're going to do that is by doing stop cuts around the outside edge. Basically, we're going to hold on to the top layer of skin where the B and the O and the O are, and we're going to cut around it and create depth to make it look like the letters are sort of jumping out of the screen, out of the pumpkin, excuse me. And so what we're doing is we're making stop cuts where we cut a line along the edge that we want, and then we cut towards that line. And we're going to be making basically triangular cuts that go into our pumpkin. This is the edge of our B. We're cutting a line through here, and we're going to make an edge cut into it, creating depth around it. Again, a lot of pumpkin carving is the illusion of depth. So you can see here we're making similar cuts. We're using a triangle cut to get in between the B and the O. Triangle cut, you basically create 3 cuts that go to a point. And by cutting in at that point, I don't know how to show you this with my hands, you can get a really nice shape to your letters. And you can pull out a nice triangle and create this depth towards this point. And so yeah, we're gonna go around cutting, making all these cuts. You can see here, I'm just using a standard knife. This is a little shorter than like a kitchen knife, but really you can use any knife you'd like. It's all about having control of your knife. You can see I'm using primarily stop cuts and push cuts, where the knife can't go beyond the shape of my hand, which is a little bit of knife control. If you're not experienced with knives, even if you are, I still recommend gloves. I'm going to say that 1,000 times over the course of all these videos, because everybody thinks they don't need gloves until they cut themselves and they realize, I wish I was wearing gloves. It's going to happen. It's likely to happen if you're working with knives. So do the smart thing. Use gloves. You can see right here, I keep pushing towards my hand. It's a terrible practice. You should not do it that way. But I'm paying attention to other things. I'm focused on the carve. I'm focused on making this video, and I'm not paying attention. And if the pumpkin gave way, if just a piece that I thought was firm was not as firm as I thought it was, and my hand jostled, I could get very hurt. So please wear gloves. We're also going to come through here and cut out the middle of this pumpkin. So I'm using one of my chisel tools. You can use a basic knife. You just get a thin enough knife and go through. You can also use just very cheap pumpkin carving tools. You can see there, it's like a dollar store tool. It's not impressive. It doesn't have to be, because pumpkin is not the hardest of materials to cut through. And so I'm using that to create my holes and create the perfect sort of depth for my letters. We're going to keep working on that and making these cuts to create this depth. Well, I got you for a minute. Create this depth. As we work on the carving here, I just want to check in with you. I don't know if you've seen many of the videos this week, whether it's your first one, whether it's your last one, but I hope you're enjoying this series. I would love to do more things where we try new art styles or experiment with art in a different way. It won't be what I do primarily, but I do enjoy the challenge of trying something different. I, of course, have done a lot of wood carving, but not a lot of content recording wood carving. If you like this kind of content, please let me know in the comments down below. As well, if you have any questions about pumpkin carving, I would love to help you out. Please let me know. Yeah, I just want to do good things here on the internet. I want to create an art positive community. I want to have fun with art. I don't want to get caught up in, you know, the SEO and the things of all the, you know, the magic of YouTube. I just want to make fun videos and have a good time. And so, yeah, if you have suggestions, if you want to see similar things to this, let me know. I cannot wait to share with you what comes next. It's time for the dad joke, bad joke. My dad sends me a joke every single day in WhatsApp, and I collect them all up so I can give them back to you. And today we have another pumpkin joke, because we've been carving pumpkins all week here on the My Sketchy Habit. Here goes the joke. Where do pumpkins hold their meetings? Where do pumpkins hold their meetings? They hold them in a gourd room. A gourd room, like a boardroom? A gourd room. Where do pumpkins hold their meetings? The gourd room. That's the dad joke, bad joke. Let's get back to the carve. When it comes to creating depth, we're just making these big cuts. They're all stop cuts or triangle cuts, trying to get deeper. We're also going to cut underneath the O. We're going to cut underneath the O, which is a great way of creating depth when two things are sort of stacked on top of each other. By creating a triangle underneath them, it'll look like one is further than the other, but in truth, they're almost at the exact same level because they are from the front of the pumpkin. You can see here we're just creating the last of this depth around the edge. We're going to just deepen it as much as we can to make it look like these letters are sort of coming out of our pumpkin as much as they are along the surface of our pumpkin. We're going to cut out the holes as well. Have you carved many pumpkins in your life? I would love to hear about your pumpkin carving experience. Maybe this is your first time. Maybe you do it all the time and you're just looking for things to spruce things up. Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear. Or join our Discord and tell us all about it there. We're getting the two O's cut open, and we'll be just about at the end of our project here. We're working towards the final version. This is certainly sufficient. If you were done at this point, you would certainly be happy with this pumpkin. Other people would be impressed by what you did. But we can take it one step further, and we're going to line in the shape of a ghost on top of our pumpkin. I originally drew this. I didn't really have to draw it once my letters were in, but you can definitely go back in with your dry erase marker and draw again the shape that you want to carve out. Again, you don't have to use these specialized tools. You can use just a straight edge and cut V's into, by going back and forth along the edge of a line, and you'll get something very similar. We're going to do the same thing here with a little chisel tool to create little eyes and to create a little mouth. And our ghost should be basically done. With that, we've got a boo on our pumpkin. Let's check out the final reveal. And that is it for the word boo carved into a pumpkin. I think this one turned out really fun. I did, in the end, not love the shape that it ended up with. It was very hard to capture the word boo and the ghost on top. But, you know, that's more of a content creation problem than a pumpkin carving problem. If you gave this a try, I'd love to see it. Whether you did the word boo or something else, I would love to see what you're working on. And we have a place where we can share that with everybody else. We have our Discord and, of course, our art gallery. Join the Discord to share your art. It's linked down below. Join the Doodle Croodle and show us what you can doodle. We would love to see it. We, of course, have our month-long inspiration sheet. In October, we're doing costume season. And today's inspiration is the word ice. Ice. Costume season ice. Make of it what you will. I cannot wait to see what you're working on, whether it's related to that or anything else. We just want to be art positive. Join the Discord, become a member of the Doodle Croodle, and show us what you can do. For now, we've arrived at the end of our video, and it just remains for me to remind you the one rule of my sketchy habit, which is really our sketchy habit, which is don't tell anyone about our sketchy habit. That's between you and me. Actually, it would be really helpful if you did tell people. I realize now having a rule of don't tell anybody means that nobody's sharing anything, and I would love for you to share it. But yeah, don't tell anyone about our sketchy habit. That's between you and me. That's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, till next time, keep being awesome. Bye!